everybody. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining. I appreciate you tuning in. Yes, Doug, the new Butcher Brown is super fantastic, amazing, cool.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Shiloh? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yo, hanging in there, hanging in there. You got like how's your morning been so far? You had a coffee or anything good to start off?
Yeah, what was the last part you said? I apologize.
Oh, no, you're good. I said, have you had like anything good for yourself, like a coffee or a hot chocolate or something?
No, I can say I didn't wake up and prepare myself today. But later on, I most definitely will.
Yo, good for you. Well, I appreciate you coming on. We're about to bring Dust up. Shiloh's been an intern with us for like a year. But Shiloh, real quick, you want to tell everybody like what you've had the most fun doing with HearRVA before we bring up Dust?
Yes. So one of the main things I loved when working with HearRVA was the research behind it. They kind of look back at all of the.
Uh-oh. I don't know if you froze or I froze. Somebody froze. So, okay. We're going to try to bring up Dust. We'll see how this goes. Maybe her thing just froze up on us. That's all right. If she joins us, that'll be cool. We'll say what's up to the homie Dust. Yeah, definitely cut out. Hey, what's up,
Hey,
Dust? How
what's
you doing, man?
going on, man? How you doing?
Just hanging in there. Shiloh was having a little bit of technical difficulties, it looks like.
I think it's going around. I am too, but I'm on now.
Yeah. Yo, anytime the rain comes in and the Wi-Fi gets funky, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's that kind of morning. Yeah.
It is that kind of morning. Yeah, I don't know how to get her on the screen. That's so funny. Maybe just be there for the duration. I apologize to her if that's there, because that's this is what it is. Screenshots be killing you. But how's your morning going besides a little bit of Wi-Fi problems?
Pretty good. I mean, it's a great day to sleep in. I got a ragweed thing going on. My voice is all crazy, but I'm here and I'm in a good mood. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, pollen is all the time, isn't it? All right, let's see if we can get Shiloh up in here.
All right.
Replace the other Shiloh real quick. Let's see if this works real fast.
I'm doing the kitchen tour, by the way.
Oh, nice. No, beautiful kitchen. Nice white cabinets. It's looking good. Hey, what's up, Shiloh?
Hey, guys.
Good morning, Shiloh.
Good morning.
Yeah, I wanted to shout out Shiloh before we got this started, because Shiloh was actually the one that kind of reached out and put this whole interview and conversation to, she got it started. So thank you to Shiloh for doing your own research and reaching out and kind of doing that. So thank you, because HearRVA is a lot of what I like, for sure, like my taste. But I realized that I just have so many blind spots, as we all do as humans.
Oh, yeah.
Like we can't all listen to everything. And so I really appreciate when somebody on the team is like, hey, you should know about this. And then also when they're right about it. So that's good. Shiloh, I we have Dust on here to talk about the nitty gritty of the new project that's coming out, but I figured I would kind of dig into that. But I know you have some questions that you were going to ask Dust about just more of like inspiration and stuff like that. So I'm going to let you take it away and ask the first couple questions, okay?
Yes. So first, I want to say you're an amazing artist. When I was looking over your work,
thank you.
It kind of intrigued me because of your music taste. It's a lot of people out here that differentiate, but yours stand out because of your beats, and they're more so lively than they are just like sluggish. So I appreciate that for just keeping it upbeat.
Yeah.
My first question was, how did you get into music, and how long have you been making music?
Well, if I say the year, people are going to be like, wow, that was like 20 years before I was born. So I'm going to go ahead and say I've been making music since 1984, for real. I was 14 and started out on drums. I was in a band with my brother and we were touring. I was 15 and we were touring on the weekends. So I felt like a big shot as a young kid. That really got me a nice start into making music. But I've just kind of retired 4 or 5 different times with life, raising a family, all that kind of stuff. I made drum and bass about 20 years ago, and everybody has their own COVID story, but mine, when that hit, I was in like 5 different band projects, and I was getting back into drumming. And then all of a sudden, nobody could get together. So I'm like, well, shit, what do I do now? So I was like, oh yeah, I'll make beats. I'll do my own thing like I used to. And it just kind of took off from there. It just felt right. And I had kind of been oblivious to what was going on, like who the names were in the scenes and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, just slowly you educate yourself as you get rolling, try to figure out where you fit in. And for me, it's always been UK-centric dance music. So that's where I shifted my attention, and I've been doing that for a few years now. So
Did you always stay in that genre, or did you like go into different categories over time?
pretty much different categories over time. I mean, I really didn't make, I mean, I still really don't make dubstep, but you know, dubstep adjacent music, grime, I get kind of put in the grime category. I don't think I really make grime, but it's close enough, kind of thing. But those are really new genres for me. Like they didn't exist 20 years ago. And drum and bass was definitely, you know, you can see the lineage of dance music, and it kind of fits, you know, the kind of flavors that I like to do. The dark, twisted, nasty beats, you know, I've always gravitated towards that. So
I was about to say, when I had first got on your Instagram, one of the things that really stood out to me was your cover albums. Because I'm very fascinated with like very vibrant colors. So that was one thing that was really cool. Are you drawn to certain techniques or styles when you were doing like your labs and stuff?
you mean, how do you mean?
As in, like when you were making your music, did you see it like doing it the same way wasn't beneficial, or like did you work on different techniques while going through your music?
Oh, I see. You know, I'm kind of in a rut right now. I don't really know what I want to do next, but what had been working for me and still may, I use an Akai MPC basically as my main starting place. And I do a lot of the creative work just in the box. And then, so after that, I got to transfer that vibe to a DAW, and I use the Ableton. But I don't really have a ton of software skills. That's what I need to shore up. So that's kind of next up for me.
It's
but
always
yeah.
room for improvement.
Yeah,
That's why
there's
I love
always
it.
some software to learn.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. I'm just not a mouse clicking kind of person,
Yeah.
you know. I'm more of a tap it out with my fingers kind of person. So
I felt that.
yeah.
My next question is, what inspires you to make music or keep wanting to come back and create more?
I think it's a need just as an outlet. Everybody has their way of expressing themselves, and for me, yeah, I just it's something that I feel like I naturally need to do for my own sanity. And then when I get away from it, I kind of rediscover that's missing if I'm not doing it. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's missing in my life. I got to go back to that. So
Awesome. My last question is, which artists or producers have you influenced your sound and your style to most?
wow, that's kind of hard for me. I just kind of excuse me. I kind of pick up vibes along the way, and a lot of times I'm really into a particular artist, but I only really love a few of their things. I mean, this sounds kind of shitty to say, but it's just the way it is. So I might pick up, you know, a few things from this artist, a few things from that artist, and just kind of, yeah, I just kind of roll like that, I think.
I think that's how it is for everybody. I mean, with everything, not even just music, right? You look at somebody and you go like, ooh, I like that you do. I bet I can incorporate that into, you know, whatever my style is. And that's, you know, it's never imitation, right? It's always you've taken something because you appreciated it from what they did.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Shiloh, I appreciate you coming on and setting this whole thing up and asking some questions. I really do.
Of course. And it was nice meeting you, Dustin. It was really nice meeting you. So
Face to
I hope you
face. Yeah, nice meeting you. Yeah.
Of course. Thank y'all.
Yeah, no problem. No, we appreciate you. I think you're gonna have to like drop out officially. I don't know how it works to leave the thing or whatever, but you're more than welcome to hang too.
Alrighty.
But Dust, I was gonna ask you, because you had sent an email to us to let us know that you have a project coming up on the 13th. If I'm that's next Friday, right?
Next Friday, yeah.
Next Friday is called Nomine Sound with Katja. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
not.
I don't even know if I pronounce it right, but I say Katja.
Katja. Well, however you pronounce it, apologies to her, but her vocals are awesome and they definitely suit the tracks well. So please tell me a little bit about this project and how it came about.
Yes. So I had heard a song. There's a couple guys that run Deep Tempo here on IG and other places, YouTube, DJs, and they were playing a track by Chrome Star with her featured on vocals. And Chrome Star is a dubstep OG. He's been doing it for 20 some years. And I heard this track and I just immediately was floored by her vocals. And I just reached out. I was like, hey, are you doing more collaboration? What's your deal? She's like, sure, send me some tracks, you know, and we went back and forth for a little bit. And then I was on my way to work one day and it dawned on me, this track that I'd started in November, and I kind of set it aside and was unable to finish it. And I was like, oh shit, that's the one. And I knew it right away. And I pulled over to the side of the road. I sent her a message. I'm like, oh, you got to check this song out. This is the one. And she agreed right away. And yeah, the way that she just, when she wrote to it, it really like took a life of its own. Before it was a nice foundation. It was a nice dreamy kind of contemplative kind of vibe. And then she just elevated it lyrically, melodically, you know, her harmonies, and she just has such great command of her voice. But yeah, it took a life of its own. And at that point, you know, I was supposed to be making bass music and it had no bass on it. I was like, what? This is ridiculous. If we're going to put this out, you know. So I just put a basic like 808 melodic bass on there, and it worked really well, and it finished it off. And I remember before she did the spoken word part in the track, she's like, well, how do you feel about this? And like as soon as I heard it, I was like, that's beautiful and it's perfect. Yeah. So I think that she is an amazing artist and has all the talent in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Couple great tracks. Because I played it when you sent me the email, but I replayed it this morning just to kind of like refresh myself. Yeah. And I was like, man, this rainy weather fits perfectly with these tracks.
Yeah.
So no, it was super dope. And it's kind of cool how that came together. Can you talk to me a little bit about Spectrum Radio and your deal with that, your show?
Well, I had been trying to push myself to get into DJing, and I finally started to about this time last year. I started, you know, I've been making music my whole life. So, and as a drummer, it really wasn't that far of a stretch for me to just hop on and try to get it to a point where I felt comfortable. So I did a few guest spots, and then I guess it was March of this year, and I saw Subtle Radio was looking for more shows. So I was like, screw it, I'll put my name in the hat. And they accepted me right away. I think probably partly because of my producer profile, and they listened to my shows and liked them well enough. And yeah, it was actually, you know, it was kind of pushing myself out of the comfort zone doing the hosting bit. I mean, that's what they asked for. They're like, we'd prefer if you did hosting. So yeah, but both of those things, at first I'm like, I'm not even really a DJ, but I'll do it. And then in the course of doing it, now I feel more like, okay, I guess I'm a DJ, you know. It's like, this is working. So
yeah, no, that's cool. And I like how all the episodes or your previous episodes are still available for people to go check out, like all your mixes.
Yeah.
That's super dope. No, that's very, very cool. Let me ask you a question. I'm a creative person as well, so I always ask the other creatives that I know, how is it for you trying to balance creativity and life and all of the other stuff? Like, how do you find that balance? How do you, I guess, manage your day? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, well, you know, once 2020 hit, I guess I was laid off from my last desk job in 2021. And at that point I was already doing this, you know, pretty obsessing on it. Let's put it that way. Um, and so when that hit, I pretty much already decided that I was going to go all in. So I just work part-time doing delivery work, and this is all I do, you know? So I don't know if it's a healthy balance, because you get into like, is obsession like a good thing? Is it, you know, but I remember Pavan, he's the label boss at Foreign Currency, Dark Mode. I've got 3 releases on his label, and he's a legend performer as a rapper and MC. But I remember telling him one time, I was like, hey, you know, is this healthy? Like, I feel like, do I have a problem, you know? And he's like, you know, obsession is the only way to get anything done. So that like gave me the green light to just keep going with it. So I think it's good advice anyway. If you're creative and you want to do it, just go with the passion, just go with the energy. Worry about the balance later on. If it becomes a problem, you'll know, you know?
Yeah, just check in with yourself every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so you know, besides, so we're gonna tell everybody again how to check out your new drop coming out next Friday. But there is a lot going on in the world of Dust. Is there anything besides, you know, Spectrum Radio and this project coming out that you want people to know about, or know that you're passionate about?
Well, I've got another track. Well, you know, the one with Katja drops, like we discussed, October 13th, next Friday. That's a 2-tracker on Nomine Sound. And after that, I've got a collaboration, 1 track, but it's Illiman's EP that's coming out in November. And he's made a video for this as well. He's one of the best, one of the top UK rappers, let's put it that way. And he's he's also, I mean, he's really a front man for this. Peng Shui is his like punk grime band, and they're pretty, you know, they're blowing up. So he's prolific. He's just putting things out left and right. In fact, Pavan and Illiman have a rap track that is on EA Sports FIFA 2024. So I mean, they're, you know, it's like they're doing it. You know, they're putting in the work, and they're just prolific. But anyhow, his EP comes out in November. I've got a track on that with him.
Awesome.
And then there's another EP. I don't want to say the label yet, because I don't have the artwork. Like, I don't want to, like, you know, jinx it. Let's put it that way. But I should have another EP hopefully before the end of the year on another label. But I'm mostly active on Instagram, and all my links are there all the time. So that's the best place to catch anything.
Yeah, I will say this. Your link information on your Instagram is super organized, and as a person that has to like look through artist stuff all the time, I really appreciate that. You wouldn't believe how many times somebody's like, yo, listen to my music, and there's not a link, or there's a link to something that doesn't exist anymore. And I have to be like, you know, Indiana Jones to go find their music. So I really appreciate somebody that's got it organized.
Yeah, I want it available, right? If you're interested, there it is, you know. So.
The point is to remove any hurdles between the artist and the listener, right? Like, you don't want to make them jump through hoops. That's crazy. But speaking of how people can access your music, please again, just tell everybody what you got coming out next Friday. Any kind of drops that you want before we get up out of here. We want the people to know how they can get in contact with you, Dust.
Okay, yeah. Nomine Sound next Friday. A 2-song EP with Katja, badass vocalist. In November, I've got a track with Illiman coming out on his EP. I'm not sure the exact drop date of that, but he's made a video, and it looks really cool. I've seen a preview, and it's pro. And then perhaps another 3-song EP on another label before the end of the year. And other than that, I have a monthly residency on Subtle Radio, the first hour of the first Sunday of every month. And all of those links, as you noted, are up on my link tree. So if you missed the show, you want to check it out, you can still check it out.
Amazing. Yo, Dust, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to meet in person one day.
Yes, we are.
When the weather and timing and all that works out, we're going to make it happen.
Hey, I did a radical thing last night. I went out.
Where did you go?
I went to Basic City Beer. There was Lita Lotus. She's or their one of the A&R for Deep Dark and Dangerous, a premier dubstep label, and phenomenal DJ as well. Their energy is just unbelievable. So that was a lot of fun.
Nice. And look,
Yeah.
you were up early this morning.
Hey.
You were functioning for an interview. Yeah, you did it right.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yo, thank you for joining us. And everybody, please make sure you're checking out Dust. Go follow Dust right now and watch for the new music that comes out next Friday, October 13th. Thank you again for joining us.
Yeah, man.
And if you're still here watching, please go to HearRVA.com and check out all the other cool stuff we have. We have interviews with other great artists from all kind of genres and styles. We even got people that are helping to kind of build the infrastructure for the scene. So we're doing what we can, but we appreciate the music. We appreciate everybody. Thank you. Peace and love. Enjoy your Saturday. Dust. Peace, man.
Yeah, man.